What's dangerous is when the universe pick you and you put on the magic glasses. There's rules that go with them. You can never take them off. You never see things as they're supposed to be. You see things as they are. And you can never force nobody else to wear them. So.
A lot of times when we learn something new, we want everybody to know, right? My kids are teaching me stuff right now about clouds, cumulonimbus, all that stuff that I was learning probably when I was a little bit older than they are, when they were learning that same thing. They get a kick out of it too. Knowing something daddy doesn't know, and they're quick to point it out. And in some cases, it's like, okay, that's what's up, especially when it's invited. You ask them, hey, what kind of cloud is that? It's great. Fast forward from when you were in elementary school learning about the clouds and gravity and all that, to that day when you took that all but elusive red pill. See, because it probably took some time. You probably didn't even know it was happening. Growing up, I listened to a lot of comedy because I love to laugh. I love the art of it. I love listening to speakers who were great speakers. I'm talking like, the Malcolm X's, the Martin Luther King Jr.'s, I listened to all of them. Then I grew up and I started listening to, Farrakhan speak. That was about high school age. And the thing about those guys is they were always teaching and they had great delivery. The more I learned, the more I wanted to learn. They had a way of delivering it to you where you could digest it. And a lot of times, most of the times, they were talking to their crowd. You understand? But I held on to morsels of truth. And if these dudes weren't teaching, they were red pilling people consistently. If the government was doing something deleterious to the state of black people, you knew they would come at it with a focus. See, even at an early age, I had seen both ends of the spectrum when dealing with peoples, white, black, whatever. So I knew that there were good and not so good qualities in people wherever you go. Doesn't matter. Every community has its little segment where, certain people sometimes just can't get right. But for right now, I'm just talking about the process of awakening. You know what I mean? I could go off. I could probably do 10 videos just on this one topic. See, for me, it started around 13 or 14, and it took up to about, let's say, age 34, 35. My process was a little slow, but it's my process, sometimes I could be a slow learner, but I keep trying to learn. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all, most of y'all are probably smarter than me, because I know I gotta look up stuff all the time. I don't know everything. You know what I mean? That's how I know I'm not that smart, because I always gotta look stuff up. Matter of fact, I grew up in a family where they would say things like, there's a saying, if you want to keep something from a black man, you gotta do what? I ain't even gotta finish the sentence. A lot of y'all know the saying, but I'm gonna finish it just for those who may not have heard the saying. If you want to keep something from a black man, put it in a book. So, but black people were kind of like the test case. But see, now we got brothers and sisters of all colors. Now you could say that they that could really apply not only to black people but to everybody. It's almost like a dumbing down effect, but I digress. See, the natural tendency as a young person is that you want to teach everybody what you know or what you think you know. You might get a word, title, publication, or anything wrong. You know, just a little bit. It's a little rusty over here. It's not, you haven't tweaked your message quite that much. You probably got a detail that's not quite exactly on point, but you're kind of close. And if you go look it up, sometimes that just doesn't cut it. Why? Because they seldomly look it up. Why would they? What's their incentive? They're going to put their own reality in jeopardy of being rocked to the core. No. In a lot of cases, that approach isn't going to get them to the research table. Maybe it is. Maybe you're way more on point with your message than most people. In that case, have at it, dog. But it's usually something more personal that's going to get them there. Something that just doesn't add up. Something that just, in their own lives, in their own family core, something just happened. It might just be one thing. It might be a bunch of things. Think about how it happened with you. You saw a bunny take a shit outside. You thought, oh, those might be the fresh versions of the ones I saw in the commercials, right? So you pop one in your mouth and quickly you learn, okay, so that's not chocolate. They lied to me. I ain't never watching another commercial again, right? You going all out. You realize then that everyone was in on the lie. Mom, dad, aunts, uncles, the people on TV talking about, yo, the Easter Bunny's gonna drop you some chocolates, eggs outside, and you gotta go look for them. Everybody you chose to listen to. So here comes that change. Now you're going to school telling all your friends, ain't no Easter Bunny. Or in my child's case, those chicken nuggets are not real. I had to tell my own daughter, yo, baby, you're gonna have to tone it down a little bit. You can't really criticize what people eat. They just trying to eat and go back to class. You know what I'm saying? Reality kicks in. I was doing the same thing. Again, I digress. So you want to shout it from the mountaintop.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
And for some, that might work for their personality. And if that's you, do that shit. Do it. Do it. I just don't know if it's mine anymore, I went through it, and it tends to push people away a little bit. I mean, I may be good at shutting people down, but it doesn't feel good all the time. And sometimes it might do, like I said, more harm. Usually I wind up mulling over the whole situation for a few days. I feel bad. Then you realize, okay, I got to get back, get off of this, Think about it. Think about it for real. Okay? You're talking to a person who, for all intents and purposes, you might see them as being asleep. You shake, and you shake them again. They not waking up. They just turn over like, leave me alone. Kind of reminds me of that movie They Live, when his buddy refuses to put the glasses on. And so they practically kill each other for about 5-6 minutes. It was a long scene. You gotta go see it.
I'm trying to save you and your family's life.
You couldn't even save your own!
I'm giving you a choice. Either put on these glasses or start eating that trash can.
Not this year.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Come on. Come on!
Just put the glasses on. But then you gotta, sometimes you in real life situations, it's not glasses. It's just like, okay, you gotta figure out who's the one who supposedly has those glasses. It's probably the one. I'm going out on a limb here, but it could be possibly the one who goes and says, look it up, and gives you a place where you can look it up. I'm just saying, they could be sending you somewhere, crazy. But if you look it up, then you can see if it's crazy or not. You look at the sources. Does it have sources? Whatever. If both of you saying, look it up, do your due diligence, look it up, if you haven't already, and at least next time you could bring that to the table and be like, look, I see what you were saying, but however, yada yada yada, or I see what you're saying, okay, you have a point, thank you. My advice, after having been through something kind of like this with people you know personally, who you actually give a damn about, maybe tap them every once in a while. I ain't saying every single time, but it depends on your relationship with that person. You might have to let them hit the snooze button every once in a while. You know what I mean? Maybe try the whisper technique. Hey, it's about time, it's about time to wake your ass up. Because personally, I have to agree with Dick Gregory's third rule for trying on the magic glasses.
They could never force nobody else to wear them.
That's the third rule. And I'm going to get to the other two, but I think it's important. That third rule is very important. You can't make a person put the glasses on. You can't force a person to see. I mean, that was a long fight scene. And in that case, it just so happens somebody passes by and he got the best of him for a second, and he puts the glasses on his face and he puts his face over there and he says, look. And I mean, that's a movie, but do you really want to go through all that? I think Dr. Sebi even said it. Sometimes you gotta let a person sleep. Sometimes sleep is good. I bet every country has a saying like ours that goes like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You might be thinking, well, what if like 10 miles down the road, horse is thirsty. I know there ain't no water up there. What you gonna do? I don't know. I'm not a horse dude. But my point is this. Unless this is how you and the person you're debating or interacting with both are mutually enjoying the banter, if I may, it may be harmful to your relationship to always try to hammer the point. Some might call it a little combative. You might have to find different gears. You know what I mean? You're not going to start off in fourth gear. You know, oh yeah, well, fourth gear, that's the one I use when I'm going fast, so let me just go fast. No. You got to go 1 through 4, at least 2. There's a reason it's a fourth gear. It's the fourth gear. So tell me what you think. If you haven't heard it yet today, I love you. Please leave a comment below. Like, share, subscribe, all of that. It's me, D-Train. I'm out. Just take time to think about what I said, you know. Because things are ramping up. And, you know, it'd be nice if people could hear each other. Or actually listen. So I always wonder kind of, you know, why they call those things hearings. Because you might hear something, but if you ain't listening, they should call them listenings. Oh, did you watch the you know, Comey hearing? Nah, I was listening. Anyway, I'm out. This D-Train. Love y'all. Peace. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Bye.
What's dangerous is when the universe pick you and you put on the magic glasses. There's rules that go with them. You can never take them off. You never see things that they're supposed to be. You see things as they are. And you can never force nobody else to wear them.